Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into our topic for today, I'd like to ask you a question. What if your next paycheck delays, or even worse, what if it never arrives at all? Do you think there is a slight possibility of that ever happening? What if it does happen? Will you be able to survive for at least 1 month without going into debt or using credit card? So there is a recent survey conducted by payroll.org that shows that a huge number of employees are living paycheck to paycheck. 50% of those surveyed participants said that it would be extremely difficult for them if their paycheck delays for just 1 week. Well, if you are in this situation, I have good news for you. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you 6 key steps that will help you break free from that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. And here is the thing. The 4th step in this video is something you've probably never considered. Be sure to watch to the end so you don't miss out on that. And hey, if you find this video valuable, do me a favor and share it with your friends so that they can benefit too. And of course, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and thank you. The first step to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to change your mindset. When you believe that living paycheck to paycheck is just how things are, or that there is no way out, you are actually holding yourself back. It is like putting up a mental barrier that makes it difficult for you to have it any other way. It is important to realize that this is not how everyone else lives, regardless of the amount of money you make, whether big or small. The people who have managed to escape this cycle have created some kind of financial buffer, giving them breathing space and security when things don't go as planned. For instance, if their paycheck delayed or never came at all. So, the first thing you need to do is to shift your mentality and stop thinking that it is normal to always be on the edge about money, and start seeing that there is a better way to handle your finances. Now that you have shifted your mindset, the second actionable step to stop living paycheck to paycheck is commit to spending no more than 90% of your take-home pay. In his classic book, The Richest Man in Babylon, George Clason emphasized that to cure a lean bank account, you must always take out less than what you put in. It is simple but a powerful advice. For example, if your take-home pay is $3,000, you should always aim to spend no more than $2,700 each month. I know for some people this might sound like an impossible task, especially if you usually run out of money before the 20th of each month. But trust me, it's absolutely doable with determination, of course. Our brains are programmed to create problems and worry about things that are not that bad. And this mental programming affects our spending, savings, and other actions involving our money. Once you become aware of this, you can start identifying the small leaks in your finances and plug them. You will be surprised how easily you can still live just as fine with 90% of your income without sacrificing your lifestyle. As you consistently set aside that 10% each time you get paid. Most people don't know this, but as your savings grows, your confidence and your sense of security grows along with it. There is a direct link between building savings and feeling more in control of your life. Try this for a few months and soon you won't even panic if your paycheck delays for a week or even a month, because you have built up a financial cushion for yourself and your family. And the 3rd step to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to live below your means. The reason why most people struggle financially is because they are living a $50,000 lifestyle on a $36,000 a year income. This guarantees financial stress and debt. But what if you could adjust? What if you could live slightly below your means? This doesn't mean you have to deprive yourself of all the good things in life, no. It simply means avoiding spending more than you earn and relying on credit cards to cover your non-essential expenses. It's about making smart choices that align with your income and resisting the temptation of making big purchases you know that you cannot afford. For example, instead of driving a brand new Lexus, consider a more affordable car like a Honda or Toyota. This will reduce your monthly car payment for sure, giving you more breathing space in your budget. By living below your means, you will gain control over your finances, reduce unnecessary debts, and start building financial stability. And now, the fourth step to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to learn how to tactfully decline invitations from your colleagues. Believe it or not, your colleagues are sometimes a huge part of your financial problems. Now, maybe you can relate. There is that one colleague who is always organizing group lunches, group dinners, or even group trips. And in the spirit of being a team player, it's always easy to say yes and go along with the group. But the problem is, these outings often result in high costs than anticipated. You might find yourself regretting your decision as soon as the bills arrives and it's shared per head. You will realize that you might have just spent so much that you shouldn't have. Also, these invitations sometimes happens before payday, meaning you will have to borrow or owe someone, which puts you in a difficult position when you finally get paid, as you will have to settle your debt almost immediately. It's important to understand that saying no to these invitations doesn't make you any less of a team member. It's about setting boundaries for the sake of your financial health. You can still maintain good relationships with your colleagues without overspending. Declining tactfully, explaining that you are focused on other financial priorities or simply can't make it this time, will help you avoid these unnecessary expenses. My responses these days when I get invited is something like, "Ooh, that sounds interesting. I'd love to, but I have to take my daughter to this thing later." Or, "I already have appointment with my wife to have dinner after work." Or maybe my parents. You gotta make it believable. The truth is that saying no to your colleague's invitation because you are trying to save money is really difficult. So you have to be tactful in doing it. Trust me, by learning how to tactfully decline all these non-essential invitations, you will keep more of your hard-earned money. And every dollar you saved from that expensive lunch or dinner can go towards your financial goals and breaking free the paycheck to paycheck cycle. The fifth step to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to create and stick to a budget. A well-planned budget is like a financial blueprint. It provides structure and guidance to help you manage your money effectively. We have talked about the importance of budgeting on this channel so many times, and it still remains one of the most crucial steps towards financial stability. A budget helps you understand exactly where your money is going so that you don't overspend or lose track of your financial goals. One of the easiest and the most popular method you could use is the 50-30-20 rule. If you are not familiar with this 50-30-20 rule, I've made a full video explaining how it works, and I will put a link of it somewhere here in the screen and also in the description below. Be sure to check it out. However, here is a quick breakdown of how the 50-30-20 rules work. 50% of your income goes towards your needs. These are essentials like food, housing, utilities, and transportations. These are the basic things that are necessary for your day-to-day life. Then 30% of your income you set aside for your wants. These include non-essential spendings like social outings, entertainment, eating out, or buying that extra pair of shoes. You know, it's important to enjoy life, but it has to be done within limits. And finally, the 20% of your income goes towards savings or repayment of any debt that you may have. Creating a budget, writing it out, using a budgeting app, or plugging it into the Excel sheet is the easy part. The challenge is sticking to the budget. This is where self-discipline and awareness comes into play. When you are tempted to make an impulse purchase or attend that Friday night party, you will need to remind yourself that, you've already used up your 30% for once. Now it's time to say no and stay home. To recap, creating and sticking to a budget is one of the most effective ways to take control of your money and break free from the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. It's not just about setting limits, but aligning your spendings with your financial goals. The sixth and final step on how to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to increase your income. Now, notice that increasing your incomes comes last because the earlier steps focuses on fixing foundational issues. These are important because no matter how much money you earn, if you don't budget or live below your means, any additional income will just disappear into unnecessary spending. That is why it is essential to build a strong foundation first. Once that is in place, increasing your income becomes much more effective. To increase your income, there are actually many ways you could do that. First is through career advancement. Many people get stuck in a job for years waiting for promotion that may never come. But you could explore other opportunities. Let's say you have had several years of experience working as an engineer. You already know everything to be known about your job. You could apply to a different company for a project management position or even a supervisor, just a position slightly above the one you currently have. This is probably what you need in your career right now, and I know you could pull that off. Well, for sure, it will mean more responsibilities, but it will also mean a higher pay, considering you already have the skills. So, career advancement is one way you can increase your income. Another way is by learning a high income skill that you could monetize and turn into some sort of side hustle. Or you could try something like online tutoring as a side hustle. These are really excellent ways to increase your income. At the end of the day, any additional income you could bring in at first, no matter how small, goes a long way. In summary, the 6 steps we covered on how to stop living paycheck to paycheck is: first, recognizing that living paycheck to paycheck is not normal. It is a cycle that you need to break out from, and it is totally possible. Second is, you must commit to spending no more than 90% of your income. It may seem difficult, but with determination, it is entirely possible. You will be surprised how well you can live with just 90% of your income without sacrificing your lifestyle. Third is to live below your means. Avoid living a $50,000 lifestyle on a $36,000 a year income. Even a small adjustment can help you build a more stable financial future. Fourth is how to tactfully decline social invitations from your colleagues. Social outings can add up quickly, so learning how to say no when necessary can save you a lot of money. Fifth is you must create and stick to a budget. Budgeting helps you stay on top of your expenses and avoid overspending. The real challenge is not creating a budget, but sticking to one. Lastly is increasing your income through career advancement, learning a high income skills, or starting a side hustle like online tutoring. Now, let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on career advancement? Do you think you could land a new job in a position slightly above the one you are currently in with the experience you already have? Share your opinion with us in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.